How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk stocks and we focus on one thing. Always protect your profits. And today we're going to be talking about Lucid. I must say, the price action has become so predictable. We did end up having a green day, but remember what I said in yesterday's video. You want to see Lucid being able to hold up at the worst case scenario right around 36.50. And where did we see our low of the day? 36.75, and of course we ended up closing the day right around $38. We also did have resistance right around $39.33, and what did I tell you guys about the psychological area? $40. You know what? We'll talk about it more inside of this video. I won't waste any more time. Let's jump into the agenda. If you're new to this channel, I just want to let you know we have timestamps down below inside the description. But if you're a shareholder or you're thinking about taking a position, I highly suggest you watch this full entire video. So the first thing we're going to go over is a technical analysis. We're going to be taking a look at the overall price action. We want to know support. We want to know resistance. We want to know what it looks like in the bearish case scenario and as well as in the bullish case scenario. If you're a trader, you want to have a concrete strategy. Also, we're going to go on Fintel, taking a look at the short interest information. The reason why this is important because it does have an impact on the way the stock performs. And then we're going to be taking a look at the order flow distribution. We want to know what the buying and the selling behavior is like on the institutional side and as well as on the retail side. And then when all of that is done, we'll be going into the final thoughts and as well as some more details. So let's get to it. So we're going to do a technical analysis for Lucid. Let's see how it performed on the day. So it ended up closing at $38.02, being up 0.08%. On the low, it tested $36.75, and then on the highs, testing $39.33. When we take a look at the volume stats on the day, you can see we traded at 38.13 million shares, and the average volume over 10 trading days being at 72.48 million shares. So that is a big difference compared to the average, and it's one of the things you want to keep an eye on. We have been noticing so far for this week, the overall trading volume has been low inside of the markets, so this increases the volatility that we see in a lot of stocks, and Lucid has been experiencing this. So now when we take a look at our chart, which is the daily chart, you can see from the RSI down below, it is right around 42.02. And then when we take a look at our moving averages here on the chart, we have strength above the 200 day, the 100 day, we are below the 50 day, and we're also below the 21 day EMA. So one of the things that I want to point out, I was saying you want to see Lucid maintain strength above 36.50. We ended up testing 36.75 on the day, and then we also ended up seeing a high of 39.33. I also did mention that $40 is a psychological area. There's a lot of resistance, a lot of selling pressure. So I know some people were able to take advantage of this and bought puts when it failed at $39 and made that pullback going all the way to 36.75. This is why I say you want to make sure that you have a strategy. And since Lucid did not break 36.50, it's still continuing to look good. It closed at $38. And another point that I brought up in the previous video, if it wants to consolidate within this range above 36.50 and being just under 40, it gets it ready for the next move up, especially when we have more volume coming into the market. So this is why you want to continue to keep an eye on this play and have a strategy if you're going to be jumping into it. So overall, for the bullish case scenario, I would love to see Lucid break through this $40 level and then reach that level that we all know about right around 42.50. So we're going to take a look at the short interest information for Lucid. So for the dark pool short volume ratio, it's at 59.14%. And then for the dark pool short volume being just over 10 million shares. Scrolling down further on the page, the short shares availability is at 0, updated 19 minutes ago. And then for the short borrow fee rate, currently it is not available. Now, when we take a look at the history of the short volume, we can see for the close of December the 17th, which is the Friday that just passed, it was at 61.0 59.80. And then for the close for yesterday on the 20th, it was 59.14. So what this tells us, there's still short squeeze potential in Lucid because it has a lot of negative market sentiment around the stock. Many shorts are vested inside of the play. And this is why I say if we have strong market conditions and there's a lot of demand, Lucid could see some strong moves to the upside. So now let's jump into the order flow distribution. Now let's take a look at the order flow distribution for Lucid. So we can see here on the inflow is at 223, and then on the outflow it was 333. So we had an outflow day. Taking a look at the breakdown on the large, it was 4.93. On the medium it was 109, and then on the small it was 109 as well. When we take a look at the outflow side on the large, it was 34.11. On the medium it was 164, and then on the small it was 135. When we take a look at the large scale orders in the last 5 days, we could see for December the 21st it being that negative outflow of 29.18 million. As we analyze the numbers even further for the small scale orders, we had more selling than we had buying, and this represents the retail side. When we take a look at the medium, we had more selling than we had buying, and then when we take a look at the large, we had more selling than we had buying as well. When we see the turnover ratio, it was right around 2.36%. So this is not too bad for a stock like Lucid. I also want to emphasize the fact that we've been dealing with lower volume on average, especially for today. This can continue for the rest of the week. So what does this mean? There's going to be more volatility. You're going to see a lot of fluctuations in price action, and I want to make sure you're in the position to take advantage of these opportunities when they do arise, because Lucid has been so predictable. So now let's jump into the final thoughts and we'll go over some more details as well. So for my final thoughts for Lucid Group, there's a few things you're going to want to pay attention to. For this stock to start looking strong and bullish, it needs to be above 42.50. We also do know there's a clear area of resistance right at that $40 level. And we also do know things can get ugly if the stock does decide to go below 36.50. What we had on the day, we ended up testing a low of 36.75, and we saw resistance at $39.33. So going into tomorrow, I want to see Lucid actually make another attempt testing right at that $40 level. If it is unable to do this, then of course you can look forward to seeing a rejection, and then you're going to want to see how well it bounces off of the support levels. And another technical point that I want you to be aware of, Lucid is currently consolidating, and consolidation is perfectly fine when it comes to a stock like this. They were just added into the NASDAQ 100. This gives them a lot of credibility. So if it wants to consolidate, then we know if more volume starts coming in and there's more demand and we end up having a catalyst, then we can look forward to seeing it make some strong moves to the upside. So in most cases, you're just going to have to adopt the wait and see approach. As far as for traders, you just need to pay attention to those levels that we talked about and add it to your homework and as well as your due diligence. When we went on Fintel, taking a look at the short interest information, it still continues to have short squeeze potential. And this is why I say you want to keep this on your watch list if you're looking for great opportunities to take advantage of on the long side and as well as on the short side. Or if you're going to be doing options, you could do calls or you could do puts. You just have to have a good idea of market direction. We know if the markets are strong, Lucid will follow. We also do know if we get some more updates in regards to the infrastructure bill, yes, we did have a setback, but if it does end up getting passed, then of course Lucid could benefit from this. It will work as a sympathy play and it will help the EV sector as a whole. So whether you're an investor or you're a trader, just have a game plan. That's the one thing that I want you guys to take away from all of my videos, because when you don't have a game plan and you're inside of a stock, then the chances of you losing in the play or being down in the play is very high. And I want to make sure you guys are on the winning side, especially if you've been checking out my videos on a consistent basis. So let's see how Lucid performs going into tomorrow, and we'll be talking real soon.